All right. So let's begin. We're going to do right now is transfer all the edits we've made for this version to our original version, because this one has the mouth open and it's been baked this way. We do not want that for our final version, so yeah. So to do that, let's get rid of everything else for right now, including the high poly version. I'm just going to delete that whole collection. So it's a lot. Then in here, invert and hide, and turn on this version. Okay. So the body here, this is the old, or say A. Okay, froze. Weird. 2 B. Okay. So we're going to take this, transfer it to this version, but we do want it to be the exact same. So we go to wireframe. Now there's 2 of them. Hello, Sila. Good morning. Morning. Happy Monday. Maybe it's just 1. $12,000. 120,000, I mean. 6,000. Okay, so this should be right, because that's exactly double. So this should be the correct amount. So we go ahead and apply the multi-res here. Then I want to transfer the UV maps by topology, because it should have the exact same. Got a case of big EP. Yeah, I need a better camera. I need a better mic, better camera. Game plan. First come. Oh yeah. All right, so let's sample this guy. And we'll go to topology. And we'll transfer the UVs Okay. Moment of truth. I think it worked because this looks correct. This all looks correct. Okay, actually the feet are not. All right. Let's double check here. Actually, you just grab both of them. Yeah, we can see how these ones are closed up. Maybe I need to remove the end from this and try that again. Still nothing. Okay. Instead of topology, say local, transfer UVs. Did make a backup before this, so should be fine. That didn't work, but hmm. Okay. Could be another way to do this. Let's hide the original body. Or turn on our rig. Right now we have this animation, which is what we use to bake this position. Perhaps we can take this one and move it back. But first we need to parent it. So select armature deform. And yeah, we can see it immediately moves it. And we've moved it this amount. So we want to go the opposite direction. There. Okay, so that's not viable. Good morning, Snardom. Hello. Go to the armature and start to triangulate for a moment. Part of that does have to do with, on the rig, if I edit the reference bones, we do have something called sticky lips enabled. So let me turn that off right now. And put it back on. And then try again. So once again, reparent, armature deform, move the armature up top. And we're going to take this point and flip the value. Ooh, okay, that works really well. Nice. Then we can just bake the armature and re-weight it. And it should work now. Cool. Okay, awesome. That is good stuff. So now we can delete this other body collection. And we have our actual version we'll be using in Blender. Perfect. Awesome. And we could get rid of the animation on this too. I have been looking into baking an Eevee with geometry nodes. Mind blown. Rethinking life, but probably way to use in 4.2 with Eevee next. Interesting. Right, because you can bake information. So, are you just baking textures at the moment? I'll set up the shaders on the character. Get a really good idea of what he's looking like. And multiple file outputs all at once, also using the compositor and being able to overwrite / update. Not really. I was looking at some normal map stuff again, got distracted by a Blender god somewhere and lost track. Oops. Smoothness, which we will replace the roughness with. Oh my god, let me. So slow right now. Hello, Sky. Good morning. Hello, hello. Welcome. Getting our character all set up. We're almost done with the body, and then we can move on to some other textures and the clothing and stuff. These hair ones can go into the hair collection. I'm going to go ahead and remove the reference images for now. Let's turn on the tail objects. But imagine baking grease, pencil, or normal decals without having to go through a painful Blender setup process for each decal. And I can go on and on. Ooh, that's cool. For those who bake in Blender, I know not many of us left, I guess. I mean, if I could bake line drawings onto characters, that's pretty compelling. That's a pretty compelling workflow. Because I love the hand-drawn aesthetic, and if you could just work really, really quick with it like that. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty similar to just drawing on substance. Yeah. You can simply overlay geometry on your UVs, straight UVs, best UVs for this workflow. Interesting. Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna get the tail now. Get rid of that. Grab this, go up, over, bam, 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 bam. Boom. I like that idea though. Apparently you can use the Lembic files in VR chat, which could let you do some really interesting things. I've never messed around with it, but always think about it. Geometry baking would probably be perfect for that. Or GeoNode baking. Cool. Snake looks awesome. Awesome. We're missing the horns. Where did those go? There. There they are. And I might go back and rebake the clip layer to include the hair for the body. Because that is missing currently. So we're not getting like any soft shadowing here or on the head and stuff. So I think I'll go back and redo that. But dang, he looks really cool. Also, hello, Sky. Got distracted with Blender shiny stuff. And the tail details, we can also delete that hierarchy. It's nice to clean up the file. Sometimes these files just get so ginormous. I'm trying to wakey. Ooh. Let's go to animation, select everything, and remove all the animation data. So we're no longer moving. Want to get better schedule this week. Yeah, I stayed up a little late last night. I regret it. So I can work more and follow the same debtor streams. Well, heck yeah. Trick is, don't drink. That's advice mostly for me. Back to work tomorrow. I haven't finished anything meaningful in Blender this holiday. Hey, well, sometimes just messing around with stuff is the important part. Pablo, hello. Making a base mesh, right? This is going to be a client commission. So kind of the base body, but it will not be one that I'll be selling, if that's what you're curious about. But he's looking really good. Well, good morning, Pablo. Happy Monday. Okay. Let's take these claws. And I think we'll need bones for each toe. Thank you, YouTube. Well, thank you. Been a good start so far. And this is totally not necessary for me to do, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to first, this one, scroll up here. So I can do offset. Move it forward a little so I can see it a bit better. And then just scale it down too. Do the same with this one. Forward. And scale it down a little. This one I'll scale up. And rinse and repeat. That was not all of them. There we go. Do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not necessary to do that, but man, does it look much nicer. Now we need to adjust some of these bones, especially like these two right here. Move it up a little. Oop. But yeah, just getting all the handles to fit nicely feels really good. So I will continue to do that. Okay, I think that's good. Hands are a little... Can I do this for all of them? That's not even changing it. Would have expected that to make a little bit more of a difference. And again, this is just so I can grab things without having to turn on in front. That's fine. All right. Now, not everything is moving with our object just yet, with our step. And we do need to apply some things. First, we'll apply the subdivision here. Then, of course, we will parent it. Armature deform with empty groups. Go to no, that was the right one. Right layer. Boom. 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 Then swap it. Boom. Boom. All right. Cool. Now the hand moves. Awesome. And then I'll put this one here. We can actually get rid of that displace now. Armature should be after the mirror, before the triangulate. No, other way. Very bottom. Cool. Then the toes. Apply the subdivision. Remove the displace. Parent. Empty groups. Actually, no, let me undo that. Because on our rig, we actually do need a few more bones for this. We want CC underscore toe. Should it be ABC? 1, 2, 3. No. Just thinking out loud, no particular reason. What type of data would be cheaper, vertex color or weight paint? If I'm not mistaken, vertex color is one RGB value per vert. Weight paint is a float value per vert when used for RGB masking or something, not rigging. With vertex color, you can use different. You don't have to use RGB. You can just use a grayscale. So I think it would be pretty equivalent. Though for weight painting data, I think a vertex color, every vertice gets a value for vertex colors, whereas with weight painting, think vertexes that don't have any influence don't actually retain the data. So I think memory-wise, it would be a little bit more efficient to do weight painting. But for processing, it's probably the same. Okay. And so we'll call this one O. Let's do A. A dot. B. Interesting. Again, no particular reason, just a blender of philosophical state at the moment. Well, it's good to get insight into what is going on under the hood. All right, so now we've got those bones. And then we'll take the claws and parent with empty groups. Then we actually need to weight paint those themselves. I think we'll just do a selection for this. Move them. Okay. And then make sure we have the mirrored version, which it seems we do. But just in case, we'll turn on smooth, set it to 0.0001, and just make sure that the values are mirrored. Should be. A bit better than that. Man, the symmetry really sucks in Blender. Wow. What? Hmm. Yes, mirror it. Fine. What? Bam. Okay. Now we can select all of these. Actually, just these ones. Move. All right. Those look pretty equal now. Next, go to the. What? Weird. Okay. Funny. We're missing the weight on the left side. And it's still not mirroring. That's so annoying. Move. Um. Hmm. Oh, interesting. These ones are lowercase r's. Perhaps that's why it's not actually mirroring anymore. That would make more sense. But I have to change not the names of the toes, but the names of the bones. So we'll go here, select the bone, make sure it's lowercase. Did I replace that with an R? I definitely did. I don't think that's the case, but I don't know. I don't know. Now they're renamed. And if I paint here, it almost wants to symmetrize it. It's better. Still not the best, though. Anyway. Let's sort this by name. Now we can copy it. Rename this to .r. And mirror. Doesn't want to do that. Oh well. I just don't know why my Blender is so laggy right now. I feel like it shouldn't be quite as slow as it is. There's something about working with the multi-res that has really slowed down the process. I don't know what it is though. Is there like extra multi-res data that's still getting held onto somewhere? I don't know. No. Yeah, that'll work. Then move, remove. Take these both and smooth them. Last week I complained about my Blender Rigify speeds. It was not multi-res fault. Interesting. Got some toes moving around now. Going on this side. I'll loosen it up. Donna Rig was using the old Rigify face rig, but didn't use the update face rig on that one yet. When applied, smooth as butter again. I'm assuming that's a Rigify specific option. Is there a way? Okay, let me look up something. Blender, make mesh symmetrical. Or let's say make topology. I guess I could just use a mirror mod again. There's nothing, I'm not using the multi-res anymore, so I should just be able to cut them in half. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's make a backup copy first. Save copy. Mirror merge. Okay, save. Rip. Select. Delete. Grab the mirror mod. Put it up top. I'm gonna say 0.001, just in case, so it doesn't grab any extra vertexes. Apply. And now when I weight paint, is it actually going to mirror properly? It's going to get really exhausting if I can't work with it right. It's still fucked up. This is all zeroed out. There's no negatives. I mean, that's as symmetrical as a mesh could be able to get. Go back into it one more time. Tab. Select boundary loop. We do have a gap, and that could cause it. Continuous, I think so. And select that boundary loop again. 0.6, scale in. Ooh. And here one more time. Here. 0. What was the before after on the weights when initially set on both sides? Actually, I could just work with the mirror mod. I don't have to apply the mirror just yet. Should work. Make it a lot easier to rig. What was before after on the weights? I mean, it should just work after I. So if I do this, if I take out that chunk, I mean, now it's going to work perfectly because I have the mirror mod on. But before it was not mirroring my edits to the other side, despite having my topology mirror on, which again is off right now. So I'm not sure what was going on with that. Like, there was something about the mesh where it was not symmetrical. Now I've forced it to be symmetrical. I'm not giving it the choice to not be symmetrical anymore. Now I need that layer visible. Very cool. Little steppies. All right. Mirror mirror after the weight painting, it's not going to be the same. Weights are properly mirrored when applied. There are some difficulties with doing weight painting on a mirror on a mesh that you've already applied the mirror on. So and I go over this in that rigging video of mine. But so for example, here when I use this Alt click and drag option to kind of do a gradient, this is not mirrorable if your mesh is already applied. Because I have the mirror modifier, it is going to update automatically. But if that wasn't the case, then I can't do this option. I can't do this type of edit for a mesh that already has the mirror modifier applied. Hello, Ray. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Which gets a little challenging because it makes for some weird edits. The groin looks a little sharp. Something else have influence on it, or we're just missing weights? I think something else is pulling on it. Maybe the tail? I have a question. Absolutely. What's your question? Trying to add a head pat to my character. I got as far as adding the receiver, but the animation I have is just particles and a prefab. Particles and a prefab, I'm not sure how to assign it. So for avatar dynamics, basically at some point you need to be making the logic for it in an animator. So if you're not working on an animator just yet, that's most likely why. Like, I would recommend looking very closely at VRC Fury. This is a really good tool. I'll go ahead and paste it there. For making very simple things like toggles, or there even is like a nose booper component. Not 100% sure on that. But basically, you need to set up some logic. So when the nose is touched, thing only offers record animations for the things to display. Correct. But you can do things like, so if you have a particle system, you can have the particles play on being activated, or when the object they're attached to is turned on. So what you would do with the animator is when the nose is touched, it turns on the object the particle system is attached to, which then causes the particles to play, and then you just turn it off after a little bit of time. Um, or you could have it toggle the particle system directly, the component itself. But that's the kind of stuff you'll have to do. So you basically have to tell Unity in the form of an animation clip. Rather than programming it, you're using the animation system to tell Unity what should be on, what should be off at certain times. And that's really your only way to do it, through VR chat. Or that's like the core system. There's a lot of tools that can speed up that process, like VRC Fury. But at the end of the day, they're baking everything down into animation clips that get fed through the animator in order to do certain types of logic. Cool. And it looks like it's pretty much already done. Good stuff. I'm gonna need some bones for the head and the hood. Head and hood. All right. That is some shoulder droop. Wonder if I could. Oh my god, it's so slow to undo. So slow. I'll try that. I'm interested to see if that helps the shoulder droop in VR chat. Um, Probably two parts to this. First is this bone just has too much influence, so let's push that down. Second is this bone has too much influence. I'm gonna wait it out. Not a lot because it's dropping the whole bone. I mean, this isn't a motion you would see, but still. Interesting. Why is it? Do I have auto normalize on? No. Must be the topology mirror. It's too much. Too much. Just gonna turn this whole thing down. What? Oh, I get it. Okay, that's why it's acting weird, because there's actually... Gotcha. Okay. I must have done that. Not noticed. Another question. My uniform I made appears black in low light. Is there a modifier I need to add? Oops. Visuals here. So shaders are what control... Shaders and materials, they're kind of an interchangeable term. Those are what control the visual appearance. So a lot of times with something like the Poyomi shader, which is probably one of the most common shaders used for avatars, there are settings you can adjust. So like your character never gets darker than like this level, or your character's always at least this bright, if that makes sense. But you'll need to either find a shader that has those options or use shaders that just avoid that issue altogether, like a cell shaded character. They're always going to be the same color for the most part. So if it's a Poyomi shader, there are some lighting options in there. If that's what you're using, I can point them out to you. I think we're going to go back to keeping this. Great. What was it that you figured out? Oh, so for here, when I was weight painting, the shoulder, I should have noticed, but it had weight influence on the other side. So basically it looked like this, where we could see the influence on both sides. And that's not how it should actually look like. I should only see the influence on the appropriate side. So basically, I was getting like a double weight painting effect because this bone was affecting the other side of the body. I think that's what I'm using. I could probably take a look at the settings of the shader on other avatar components then. You can, there should be a shading section. Yes, I mean, just with Poyomi Shader, you can actually just straight up copy and paste settings. That will bring the textures over too. But might save you some time. Let's see. This one? No. There we go. I believe it's in here. Yeah, right here. So this is the section. There you go. It's really been a learning experience trying to modify my avatar. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think that one of the best metaphors for avatars is like a car. Like, yes, you can modify your car, but there's a lot to learn to do that. Possible. Um, but I would just think of it this way too. It's like, as difficult as that is, it's still a little bit more, gives you kind of a step up and getting insight into how things work rather than just going from scratch. You know, there's benefits to going both directions, but this way you kind of, should you ever want to make your own avatar, you're going to have a lot more insight into that process. Let's do that in front. I love my avatar, so I'll probably be spending a lot of time modifying and maybe making variations of. Good. As you should. Hello, Arctic. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Can't believe we're back to Monday already. Did I post a picture on Discord? I can't remember. I don't remember either. I think you did. At least when you had some questions, there was some pictures there. Good morning, enthusiasts. Hello, welcome. Oops, there we go. And Fox Osiris. Hello. The snake model is so badass. You're really talented. Thank you. Thank you. Thought it was Thursday today. It's definitely not Thursday. You're a whole week away. But thank you, Osiris. Super appreciate that. Yeah, this is a client commission for Silik. It's the name of the client and avatar for their character. It's coming out really well. More edits to do as always, but how it goes. We're probably a day away from getting very close to finished. Definitely have them done this week, though. I can show you the actual full version. So we do have them textured. So if I go here, actually what we're looking at. Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm glad I redid the mirror because it should be like that. There we go. Did post one with a rough Star Trek uniform that I hand painted the textures for. I'm happy my favorite game, Scam Citizen, is now a DLSS. Yeah, we got some good progress on the boy. On the boy. Nose needs to be a little bit darker. Probably darker in Unity. Nice. Okay. Here. Back to rigging. I'm going to put this in the hair. Oh, man, I did not sleep very well. Oh, well. Sad this is a commission, haha. I love it. The head is so good. Thank you. Thank you. We're making some good progress. Oh, maybe. Wild. That must mean that the jaw has too much influence. No, not the jaw. The teeth? No. The mouth? This guy? I'm curious what bone is pulling too much. Or maybe there's just not enough influence from other things. Okay, here's what we'll do now. We're going to make some additional bones for our character. This is going to be the hood bones. CC hood. One dot. I think we'll do three bones. And I'm feeling that doing 2 each is probably the right call. So we'll do something like this for the top section. Okay. And for the next one, it'll be here. A little bit higher. Yeah, let's do this. Then this will be kind of the horizontal one. And lastly, the lower neck one, which I think we'll just do 1 bone for. That should be good. Okay. Let's clean these up. Starting with the top one. The hood 2. Whoops. 2. 3. And then 4. 5. Awesome. 1 more bone to make. is going to be the hoodie parent. So we'll attach these to it like so. We'll call it cc hood parent dot. Take them all, symmetrize, bring up our main rig, and parent these to the head. All right. Now we're just looking here. These bones should have no influence. That's how I want it. These ones should. Good stuff. Then we'll just use our gradient. Get some influence in here. That. Weight 0. I like that. Okay. Let's select them all. Sorry, this one needs a little bit more editing. Should not have any influence on the neck or shoulder. Let's be right out there. Good. Select them all. Smooth. That a few times. We want some nice overlap on the weights. All right. And then for the head here, what we're going to do is going to look a little odd, but I think we'll bring in some influence here. And just kind of take it out. Oh, it's just a little bit more stable at the base of these objects. Okay, cool. Looks awesome. These teeth should be a little bit offset. So here, we need to apply the multi-res. And subdivision. For our bottom gums and jaw, we can combine them. We should first apply the mirror, then combine them. And we're just going to move them a little bit. I messed that up. Hello, Cornfather. Welcome. Welcome. How's your Monday going? Get rid of the displace on these. We don't need that anymore. Armature should be at the bottom. No, I take that back. Triangulate. Yeah, that's the same. Okay. Haven't been able to catch the last few streams. I've been busy with a few things, but it's good to be back. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. We've mostly been working on our snake guy here. Let me show him off real quick. Did some pretty good progress so far. We're getting close to finished with him. Ignore the mouth. But he's looking really good. Got some eyeballs. Hair for him. See, we got a tail. And we'll be adding more very soon. But very pleased with his progress. Right now we're just kind of finishing up the rigging for him. Money's going good. Just signed a commission agreement, so looking forward to that. Oh, exciting. What kind of commission? Thank you, thank you. Bam. And then back on the rig. So the main issue with the mouth right now is when I move down, the upper gums do poke through. I think we'll first just try kind of scaling it in on just the top. 0.6. Switch this to sharp. That'll work pretty well. Lower jaw looks perfect. This thing's in the right spot. Nice. Apply the multi-res on that one. Well, it's for a VTubing avatar. Nice. My first time doing a VTuber commission. So I may end up bringing in a dedicated VTubing rig to do the final setup. But if I have time to learn how to set up before the model's finished, I'll do it myself. Well, definitely let me know if you have any questions. I would recommend using the Neon for your final VTubing if you're looking for a free solution. Or if the client doesn't have one picked out already. But it's kind of the same process. Hey, VTuber. I really liked this one. If it's already a VR chat avatar, this is a very handy video right here. I still think Cade kind of shows you the whole process in a really nice way. He's very good at making it. Hello, Jack. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Work continuing on the dragon today. Or snake. Snake dragon. Snake and dragon. I think they're interested in Warudo. I'm not sure they are decided yet. Gotcha, gotcha. I certainly understand the desire to use Warudo because a lot of the VTubing programs are actually just junk. VC faces upset me many times. Way too many times. In that spot, what the fuck? Why is it affecting those? Should not. So slow. So slow. Jaw, head. Okay. This is actually the spot where my symmetry was messed up previously, so that would explain it. There's actually something broken right here on the symmetry of the character. Thank you. I'll take a look. How's your weekend been? It was good. It was a good one. Played a lot of Contractors, the VR shooter. That was super fun. Um, Played a lot of it actually, like a crazy amount. I was obsessed this weekend. And then went and saw my family. That was good. Mother's Day, of course. Is that an American holiday? I get the feeling that that's actually just an American holiday. I have no idea though. No idea. Um, it's here too. Okay, heck yeah. Then other than that, it was just pretty relaxing. I didn't do much at all. I was kind of enjoying doing very little. I always like so gung ho about doing like streaming on the weekend, and then it gets around to the weekend, and I just like turn off and I rest. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this or that, and then it's like when I actually get to it, I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep. I hate that that's how it goes, but that's just I don't know, just get sleepy. It sounds relatable. Yeah, that's important as well. I think so. I think that's my body telling me, you know, you just need to rest right now. Mother's Day is in Europe. Okay, yeah. It's on Mother's Day, but it's a different date, which is funky. Oh, okay. Funny. My favorite part, moving the mouth around. Let's turn up the base layer one more time. Let's focus on the mouth. That's a little much. I don't want it to move the nose. Okay, I think that's good. Let's look at the eyes now. Fixed a bunch of old code and had a good rave, just exhausting. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. VR rave. I love it. How did it go actually? Was it difficult for all the instances to connect? I've been seeing so much. There was like a lot of cons this weekend. So many cons. Wanted to visit the Rave World, never seen it in Rezo, but I fell asleep while blending. Blender puts me to sleep. It worked-ish. There weren't that many people on Chill Out, so we only really had live streams on Resonate and VR chat. I've heard that Chill Out's kind of losing its I don't know how accurate this is. It's just what I've heard. It's kind of losing its following a little bit. Seems like it only really blew up when people were pissed at VR chat, which is a little sad. On Resonant, we're almost constant at the player cap 17 plus headless, had 53 unique visitors. Nice. Chill Out VR is super dead. Oof, rough. Just one more vert, Mom. They're just chilling. Get out. I did spend a chunk of the weekend trying to see what it would be like to work completely in Resonate. So I got like using the virtual desktop, I got my pass-through set up, so I was able to like sit at my desk with my headset on and like work and stuff. I was pretty excited by that. It seems like a fun way to work. Looking forward to experimenting with it a little bit more because I think there's a lot of potential there. I don't know if my screen's resolution is quite, or my headset. I don't think the Quest 3 resolution is quite there yet. You mean work on your desktop computer wearing the headset? Correct. So, well, mostly just having a desk with the keyboard. I don't necessarily think I need my monitors once that workflow is like super good. But I just wanted to kind of see what it was like. But what was really cool was being in Resonate, and I was just standing out over here and having the pass through work completely with Resonate. So you just have all the Resonate UI and tools, and you can make stuff. But it just feels like I'm sitting in my living room because I am obviously. But like work making Resonate stuff while in my living room, that was kind of a fun feeling. So I think I'll do more of that because it kind of helps. Yeah, it helps a little bit. I don't know. Obviously, I'm playing the game and not actually working on it. Well, I think you would only see them playing the game when they're not working on it. Contractors and zombie maps from Black Ops. It does. It does. There's a pretty big mod community for the non battle royale version. They have some Halo mods, but there's so many. That zombie mode is just what everyone plays on that game. I'm personally not that interested in fighting NPCs. Um, but if you like that, there's a healthy community doing that all the time. Very healthy community. I would say there's at least 10 games of Call of Duty Zombies going at all times in contractors. I know I shouldn't have done that just yet, but that's okay. I don't care about that. I love working in VR, but only for actually interacting with the VR world. I don't see much benefit of having a VR headset simulate sitting in front of a flat screen. For me, it's just typing. I just think that, and working in Blender. So working in Blender and typing, because I like the idea of being able to be in Resonate, work on a model, and then immediately bring it in without having to take my headset on and off. Um, and then typing. I don't like typing with the VR controllers. Um, yeah, Even getting like a wrist-mounted keyboard or something might be worth it. Might be interested in it. You should check it out. It's a good game. It is a very good. I would say it's the best VR shooter out there, multiplayer shooter that's out there. Jack, do you know of any VR or Resonite um, shooters that are getting worked on? I'm just kind of I was mulling that over while playing Contractors because it'd be so cool to have like a Power Glove style input device for VR. Sounds cool. Yeah, like I think like I would actually love to have really chunky VR controllers that have keyboards on them. Like I don't know, something where you could it's like here in your hand and you have the keys and you could like press them. Now, Timing VR kind of sucks. Resonite sucks the least because their lasers feel much more precise from my experience. It's much better than most VR, and plus you have the full keyboard there. So it's like I'm just feeling it out. Like, do I want to work at a desk or would I rather sit in my comfy chair over there and then have a keyboard like in my lap while I'm working, um, or hand-mounted keyboards? I just want to work a little bit faster, just a little bit faster. I think would be specifically for typing. But it's very good. Saw someone in VR chat the other day where they're picking up map tiles and placing them on a table, and a full-scale world was being assembled below them. Looked pretty neat. That's very cool. That's super cool. I want more VR stuff. Role RP VR stuff. Looks very DM-like. VR typing as a sport. You're not wrong. It certainly feels like an athletic challenge sometimes. Head bone. Give me the head bone. Oh, I should have done that for. Oh no, it's weird. And shooter, not sure. Don't really play many VR games outside of Resonate. And on there's a couple different weapon systems people have built over time, but nothing that I enjoyed a lot. Probably already some shooters around Resonate, and the world's got. If the world got ported from its predecessor, laser gaming stuff like that. Probably should look at Worlds more often, but Grid Space looks so good. The only other VR game I play was Ghost Signal. Still need to get back to 100% at Ghost Signal. Ooh, Stellaris game. I've never heard of this one. That's cool. Oh, Stellaris, of course. Yeah, interesting. Big old worm boy. Big old wormy worm. Interesting. What if you could take it further and have an actual DM that drops in mobs and encounters people walk around the full size map? The DM has a narrator level god voice over them. That's exactly why I'm doing Resonate, because I think all of that is pretty much doable already. I don't know if you saw my little video from on Discord, but I did go to my YouTube. Did show off my little battle map prototyping thing. All right. So hello YouTube. So like it's getting close to there where I can just drag out these pieces and like snap it together. And then but the cool part about Resonite is with the scaling, it's like it is just one to one, right? So if you want to jump down into the map, then it is already your to scale, right? Anyway, so looking forward to messing around with more of that because I do think that I want to see more tools like that in VR chat, but I do think those tools are much harder to develop in VR chat, um, just because VR chat's funky. They have a neat little trailer. It's pretty fun VR real-time strategy thingy. It's not very complex, but I think it does pretty well. Also, third-person VR controls were something fun I wasn't aware of before. Third-person controls for... Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. I've seen a few platformers that, was it Moss that do it? I'm really bad at platformers, so I don't play them that much. Don't judge me, but I am bad at platformers. I should have dropped that video into chat. That is the lower lid, so we'll smooth that out a little. And then bring some of this influence over here a little, just so we're not getting much of a sharp edge. Cool. Not sure if Curving Bullets ever got ported, but it was a fun skill-based shootery game that I enjoyed back in the Neos days. It sounds like was that movie Wanted? That would be fun. I'm all about that kind of stuff. I love really intense uh, combat in VR. That's honestly what got me into VR. It's where my heart's at. All right, those eyes look really good. Let's also kind of close up the mouth just a little. So what we're going to do here is take these points. Just going to very gently try to close up this gap. Sorry, can't resist saying it. Yep. Set this to smooth. Much better. Now we're looking when the mouth opens. Very good. I'm gonna go get some cashews. I'll be right back. Cashew time. They were already right next to me. Big old bag of nuts. I wish they were almonds, though. Okay, now we will. Now we're going to transfer. Parent. Then the eyes. Should already be good to go. We just need to parent. Cool. All right, that's looking really good already. We'll be able to fix a lot of this bending here when we into Unity because we're gonna have to use some position and rotation constraints or parent constraints for our head. We just need to weight out some of these a little bit more. Cool. Good stuff. Let's bring in the tail. The tail itself is already rigged. We just need to rig these little pieces here. But before we do that, we would need to apply our mirror in order to properly weight paint these ones. So we're just going to use the mesh data transfer because I'm lazy and it's easy. A powerful combo. Should also pair them to the armature. All right. Definitely feel like the neck should be turning a little bit more when the head rotates. Or like the skin. So we're going to weight paint. Back to here. This one. Take a little bit of weight. Paint it here. Smooth it a little. Yeah, that looks more realistic. And then we'll need more influence from the neck right in this spot here. Especially on the front. Can't do it that way. I do have to manually paint this out. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Better. It doesn't look very great, though. Okay. And we're also getting a weird little crunch right there. Let's move the influence down a little. Go. I don't know how I keep getting these onto the base layer. It must be when I do the Auto Rig Pro. Re-bone edit. How much time have I spent on this model so far? Probably like 30, 35 hours, right around there. So most of last week. We started this a week ago. You work efficiently. Well, thank you. Certainly, I love it. Love this kind of work. Howdy. Hello, God Panda. Welcome. Hey, Speedy. Zoom. Okay, the base body is almost done. Almost done. However, we do still have a few more things to add. First is the tongue needs to be situated onto our little, I forget what the word for this thing is. This little snake holster, snake tongue holster. That can't be the word, but I'm gonna put the cursor right there. Go into the rig. Go into our layer where we add a bunch of stuff. Make this. It's this one. Bam. And then we're going to subdivide this a few times. Let's say 6 times. And then we will select just these bones. Making sure I didn't subdivide anything else. Looks like a tube. It is. It's like snakes have like a tube to keep their tongue in. I don't know what you'd call it. Hello, Pixie. Welcome. Hello. And take the tongue. Wait, back to here. Select these bones. Go to the tongue. Weight paint. No. Go to ARP. Skin. And bind. So now it should just be these bones that move it now. I'm going to smooth the weights a few times, and that should give a nicer curve. Might subdivide this one more time as well. That should be good. Okay. Hello, also for welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're working on a snake right now. But during, while we're working on the character, or not working on the character, when we're in play mode, we'll just move the tongue into here. We'll literally move it into there. And then when we want to use it, we just something like that. What am I doing? I am working on a snake right now. So I make characters for my clients, and we're just working on this character here, which is Silek the snake. Silek the snake. So still a lot more to do for the character, but we're kind of in the final stage of polishing the look of the character, getting that all done. Make the albedo normal, smoothness, metallic, white. And then we'll take this, move this. Move it up here. Invert the color. Drop that into roughness. All right, does not look that much different. Is this the hair? Am I working? Yeah, it's on the hair. Really doesn't look any different though. That's fine. That's fine. That is sick. Thank you. Thank you. Quite pleased with how he's coming out. We're getting close to done. The end is in sight. Sort of. We still have to make the clothing and texture it, but that should go quite quickly. Fingers crossed. And turn back on the stats. 102 triangles for the full character. I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say that's good. All right, is there anything that's not moving with him now? The hair and horns, and the tongue? Oh, right, the tongue still is not attached to the body. So we have to take the tongue here, select it, and we're going to parent it to the jaw. Yeah. Now it should move with the jaw. Funny. Okay. For the hair and horns, we're going to keep it real easy and apply the mirror on this one. Get rid of the displace. What we'll want to do is select both of them, parent to the armature with empty groups, go to the horns, go to vertex groups, sort by name, assign to the head, and assign to the head. All right. So now, oh, so close. We're just missing this one strand, apparently. Oh, no mesh data. Ah, it hasn't been meshed. Oh, interesting. All right, everything's moving now. Very cool. Let's pop open Unity. Ooh. Which will take a while to open. We can go ahead and export this guy with our AutoRig Pro. Export. I won't do the normals or tangent space just yet. Just I'd like to get it ported properly. And loading, 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 loading. Loady. Excuse me. All right. While this is loading, I'm gonna go to the restroom. BRB. One moment. All right, I'm back. Awesome. I died, woke up in prison. The game crashed. Uni is the best game ever. I think I have 4,000 plus hours in it. Hmm. Yeah, kind of curious how many hours I have in it. Hmm. Mm-mm. I kind of wish it had been hooked up to Steam, you know? That way I could get a more exact answer or have had it recorded. We'll keep the tongue off for now. Okay, so here's the boy, and I want to add some avatar stuff. Video Blender, make an animation to render out while sleeping just to increase playtime. AFK gaming. Or if there was a tool for it. I suppose my streams count as that tool. Partly. But not quite. All right. Now that I've added the descriptor, let's just go quickly through it, get this stuff set up. I need to update the eyes. I always forget to do that. Oh, I need to change the base. My, well, no. My characters are pretty much going to be coming from. Uh, where's my skin? Doesn't Steam also track non-Steam games? We don't. I don't add non-Steam stuff there usually, so I would know. But you could add to Steam and run from here. Add non-Steam game. Interesting. Base, body, template, update eyes. Also, I will be ending the stream a little bit earlier, the second stream, so not now, but I'll be leaving like an hour earlier than I usually do because I have to head up and look at some apartments. Free Palestine. Never heard of that place. It'll track them. You have to add it so that Steam is aware of the game slash program. Gotcha. Interesting. Oops, wrong stream. Well, hello, Leonardo. And this hair strand's messed up. I have to include that in the bake. It should be fine. Should be. Okay. What I really want to add and test right now are the fizz bones. Fizz bones are cool. I love them. We're also gonna update our missing my tools. Oh. uh Oh, gotcha. So I just need to drag. Need to copy this, go to assets, and paste it here. Then if I go back here, we'll get the wizards. Let's go, wizards! All right. Now I have tools, my rename something, rename files wizard. And so we'll get Silex folder here. Grab this path. Paste it here, and from template to Silex. All right. Good. And then I can start dropping in all of my animators. Ooh. And then cancel. Then our expressions go in here. Boom. I'm going to get rid of standard emotes because they're annoying. Okay. There we go. That's all started. Not done, but started. I'm going to make an empty now, which we'll call FizzBones, and drop in another empty PB tail. And here we go. All right. 0.1. Let's turn that up a little. There. We'll turn on the colliders. Point 2. Give it a nice little curve. Nice. We'll also make one more empty called floor, or PBC floor, FizzBone collider. And bam. Plane. Add 2 the colliders here. Bam. And then we're going to give it some gravity. Let's say 0.25. Let's see what this tail looks like. Cool. Gives me like a salamander vibe. Definitely need to smooth out the weight paint. We're getting these kind of chunkiness. That can be alleviated. But I think I like it being a little bit heavier. Like that, 0.4, say 0.4. few other things to add. We're going to put on some angle limits of, say, 90. Cool. Turn up the pull and spring just a little. No, I actually like it. It was before. Turn those down just a little. Turn up a mobile to 0.25. Cool. All right, I think that's good. We'll copy the component and paste the component values. Lastly, we'll go back to Blender. And we're going, actually, I'm just going to delete all the weights on the tail. It's a little bit annoying, but the voxelized weight painting does not seem to work super great, to be honest. Now we go the other way, taking out the influence. The only one we're missing is the root. Oh, the wrong one. I guess we could use this one. Also need to make some butt bones. All right, so now whoops. Got them all selected, and we'll just say smooth. Selected pose bones, we'll do it maybe like 4 times. Still really awkward. Those lower segments. Now we need to expand the influence. Expand the overlap. Oh, right, this one, this one. Actually, for this one, maybe I will kind of push out that influence to ease it. All right, not bad. Oh, well, that'll do it. I accidentally weighed this one. I did. This should not exist. There we go. That explains it. That'll do it. What the? Oh, I see. What the hell? Support that. It's still a little sharp. Definitely looks smoother, except for where it hits the ground. So, what can we do about that? We can go to our Fizzbone settings for the tail. We could first just turn off the gravity, but that's... I like the angle it's at. I think 0.4 is fine. You have fall off. Not quite what I'm looking for either. Let's try putting the gravity on a curve where we could do something like this to limit it. Right about there. More like an upside down parabola. Well, not quite what I want. Let me just reset my testing. Maybe the max angle is the problem? No. I could just lessen the gravity. That'd be a better way. That's not bad. Maybe it's just finding the right bone for it to bend at. So I guess 0.48 is where we want to be. Okay. All right, good stuff. Let's add a few more bones. We'll call this PB hood L. Duplicate it, switch this to PB hood R, select them both. Add in those fizz bones, give them the hood parent. So this one should be the R. Select them both. I know we'll need some angle limits. Collision on things near the face is always a little... I'm always torn on whether or not I should do that. But for now, we'll turn up the pull and spring and turn up the immobile. Should be pretty close to what we're looking for. Yeah, that looks really nice. Maybe even a little bit bouncier. Turn down the pull, spring, or a little bit more movement, I should say. Yeah. I think that's perfect. Alrighty. So we'll need fizz bones for the hair, and then we do need some butt and thigh fizz bones too. Maybe some pecs too. Now back into character here. I'm gonna go into. I can add them to this layer, but there's already so much in here. I'm gonna do a new layer. Do a new one. And it's important for fizz bones. You don't want to have them at perfect 90-degree angles to any axis. It's a little bit off. Otherwise, they move funny sometimes. This will be butt 2.1 or 2.l. Symmetrize. Attach to our root. And now for some weight painting. This smooth was not transferred. Looks easy to add bones attached to root. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. A lot of what you're going to encounter when you're doing this for the first time is just how does it interact with other bones moving. That's when things tend to get a little bit more difficult. Still got a weird crotch. Got a real weird crotch. So that's really weird. Apologies for the weird view, everyone, but we need to figure this out. In fact, I think I'm going to remove the weight paint from it, of the root. Yeah, that's much better. And we'll smooth it. It's like a weird butthole. Not quite what we're going for, must admit. And like that. And then for this leg, we're also going to give it more influence. It should move with the legs a little bit. not quite realistic in that sense, but prevents a lot of weird shapes forming. And Blender 4 has a different type of bone layers. They still come into Unity the same working. Okay, let's do the thigh now. Symmetrize. We'll parent these to the topmost bone on the leg. And then go in, weight paint. First make the groups. Then just grab an influence like that. A little bit more down here. Sign. Smooth. Repeat the smooth a bunch. So there's something about the smooth operation that is not symmetrizing. Right. And I'll duplicate this one, rename it to cc underscore breast dot breast dot. I think we'll only need one bone. Oh, interesting. Even the scale here is not. Oh no, it's because I changed the name. I symmetrize now. Yeah. Okay. Then these need to be attached to a different bone. This bone. Now, if I use the smoothing brush, then it works. So it's just something about the. You have to figure out exactly what's causing that. Used to be I could use the smooth operation and it would mirror perfectly every time. All right. Oh. Oh, I forgot my tail. Didn't export the tail. Whoops. I didn't actually add the fist bones to anything. So let's add more. Empty. BB butt. BB butt. R. I L R. Rest L. So for all of these, add the fizz bone. Give it endpoint position of 0.1. Turn up the pull, turn up the spring, turn up the immobile. Limits, angle, we'll say 60. Collision, not for all of them. The thighs should not. And they should not allow. Posing. Okay. So for these two, butt. Thigh. Rest. Awesome. Save. Play. And then after this, we have the hair. It should. Oh, the hair and the scarves. Scarf. Scarf. Hello, Zoom. Welcome. We're working on our snake right now. Maybe a little bit bouncier. I'm going to turn up or turn down the immobile. The thighs could be a little bit more immobile. That looks good. Hey, yo! Looking like a snake. Snakealicious. Okay, so what did we change? Everything to 0.29, except for the thigh, which went up to 0.7. Excuse me. Okay. So now we're going to make the hair and then fix the eyes. All right, then for this one, just work it down. All right, see how that goes. There we go. Back to here. We use the tail to start the hair. We just want to remove the collider. And let's give it a shot. Save, play. Looks good. Certainly we don't want it clipping. That's because it has gravity. I did not need to exit play mode for that. Ooh, I'm a dib. Okay, we got another hour for the morning stream. That looks really good. Okay, so now what we really want to do is just prevent it from clipping through the body. So thankfully there's a really easy solution for that. We can make another collider. Fizz-bound collider, hair, container. And we'll add in fizz-bound collider. This is the main difference, is we're going to say inside bounds. Then I think we'll use a capsule. We do have to add it to an object in the head. We'll call PVC, or I'll say hair target underscore hair. Okay. Search for target. All right. Which we can now adjust. Let's lock it. Look at, I still can't see it. That's annoying. Let me just copy this component, paste it here. Paste it here. And then we'll just remove it afterwards. I should be able to do something like this. A sphere. Let's stick with capsule. Okay. Remove this. would be important to add to the hair that it has a collider. So I can still poke through a little bit. And we can see it hitting the walls when I go side to side. Still working on it. Hello, G Quarky. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I could also add angle limit. I'd rather just do a container. So move the container till just kind of barely touching. Try that again. Can you use angle limit on the hair? I can. That's definitely a good option for many applications of the hair. And I'll probably still add an angle limit to it. But I'm mainly using this container here to trap the hair. It's really hard because I can't see it while I'm working on it, but it should. Work a little bit better. And hello, it's Soph VR. Welcome. This is looking good. I'm new here. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. And Cydra, yo, Sam, you have been cooking, my dude. This is looking fantastic. Thank you, Cy. But yeah, we're working on the snake stuff. We've been started this character last Monday, and we're just putting some final details on the body before we move on to the clothing. But the reason I prefer G Quarky for the container is limits behave weird sometimes. I'd prefer to just give it a container because the capsule, like if you give a Fizzbone a collider, they have this option for inside bounds, and it's cool because you can just say it should only ever be in here, which is a nice way to. Oh, just came to say hi. Need to head out, man. See you before I go. How many more days? Probably 2. 1 to 2, something like that. Generally, it takes anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks. If things are going really slowly, 3 weeks. Oh, it's Sophie. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. Welcome. That looks like a bit like my dear Unity. Yeah, things are coming out really well. The hair is looking super good. Nice. Well, I've been trying to join the streams as much as possible. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It is definitely good to have the company. And there'll be a lot more exciting things once we get the VR stuff up and running. That'll be really fun. Or the D&D stuff, excuse me. Is it clipping through the hood still? I don't think it is. All right, that's really good. Then what we mainly want to do is just copy the position constraint. Or no. Copy component. Strange. And paste values. There we go. All right. Oh, the Brett Master. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. Welcome, Brett. I'm inviting my new friends to follow. Really like what you are doing here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Super appreciated. And welcome, everyone. Hello, hello. Was this a little raid? Let me double check my... for some reason, the notification for that has gone away. keep my Streamlabs open. Perfect. Okay. So we've got the hood with fizz bones, a lot of the body parts, tail, and Terranos Minecraft. Can you make me a catnap avatar with a gun, please? I can certainly send you my commission info. I think we'll work on the materials for the tail and the hair, and that'll probably take us to lunch. Right. Let's do some fun stuff. Oh, yeah. So first things first, let's get this iridescent shine onto the tail. Amazing stuff. Oh, thank you, Sky. Woo! I'm going to see if we can blur this just a tad. It does take out some of the brightness of it, though. That's a little less harsh. Let's say something right around there. Then I'm going to copy this component, go to the tail material, and paste. Just need to swap this mask for the tail mask. Here. Bam. Fix now. And voila. Now it has that iridescent shine. Looks really cool. Super cool. All right. Then for the hair, I'd like to get the grooves back, as they look just like smooth tubes at the moment. Should have like a grain for the hair. What's the best way to do that? It's a little tricky, actually. I need to make a different texture. Sora Makani, thank you for the follow. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Definitely, if anyone is new here, definitely let me know if you have any questions. Right now, we're working on VR chat avatars because that's what we do. It's Salem. Hello, hello, it's Salem. Welcome. Right now, putting the boy together. Snip, snap, make a snake. He's already fully rigged, which is fun. We've got all the mouth can open and stuff, and it's got little. He can close his eyes. Looks awesome. Thank you, Sora. Thank you. This is what we do here. Get crazy with it. Happy Fox. Thank you for the follow, Happy. Super appreciate it. And thank you again for sharing my stuff. I really appreciate that, Soph. It's Soph. Ooh. You're too kind. You're too kind. This is what I obsess about every day. I just love Abby's. It's a Terranos Minecraft. Well, welcome to the Twitch side of things. Hey, Salem. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Salem. Put an announcement out on my server. I think this is great. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all are spoiling me. I appreciate that. We're going to make a new file really quick. That's only going to contain a single plane. And that rhymes for some reason. We'll go ahead and just export this to here, yeah. We'll make a little folder. We'll call it hair Substance Painter V2 airplane. Like an airplane. Well, I'm here. Oh, actually insane. And now we'll make a new file. What type of avies do you usually make? Hello, Areku. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Usually, 90% of the time, I am... Oh, I put that in the wrong folder. I'm working on personas. That is definitely the majority of the avatars I make. Like canines, things like that. Every now and then I'll do like an anime character or like a more abstract character. I have my portfolio here. If you're interested in taking a look. It's not completely up to date. I've made a lot more avatars since then, but this is actually a kind of a recreation of this avatar here that I did in the past, or a new version, Snake version. But I'll go ahead and share my portfolio. Place that there. Because Gumroad has a lot of free stuff. It does. It does. Yeah, I'm trying to share a lot of my work. But yeah, we've done quite a few characters. Some of these are from like 3-4 years ago now. So not my latest stuff. Started learning making avies, but I'm so lost when it comes to Blender. There's a lot to it. There is a lot to it. I always recommend that people start with and Reku. Sam made mine too. He's great. Also got my DM waiting when you have the time. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me put that on my to-do list here before I forget. Reku DM. But I always recommend to people to get like a base avatar and kind of work on making edits to it, because that's kind of a little bit more, you have a good starting point there. If you have an avatar you know works, and then editing it gives you a little bit more of a less stressful. All right, let's save this and try and work. You can do a lot in Unity. Certainly there is a lot of power there. Unity is good. Like add assets and customize. Cool. Editing can or editing in there or elsewhere. There's a lot of work for that. People want their own versions. They want something special for themselves. Okay, so now we have a plane, which is kind of, it's mostly just to get a, ooh, discombobulate. Thank you for the follow. Hello, welcome. Discombobulate. It's one of my favorite memes. And we'll add the template flat right here above the base layer. And all we really want to do is create a anisograin, anisotropic, like so. A little bit of height. Boom. So we get this nice grain. Actually, we will add color and we'll make it dark. Like that. Do I need to? Might as well. A little less dark. I create worlds and it takes so long to make assets. Currently learning Substance after 3 years of avoiding it, realizing it was pretty easy to get into. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It works. I think a lot of people don't expect it to, what would be the word? It's kind of an unusual way to work. It's like similar to Photoshop, but not quite Photoshop. I think that throws people for a loop a lot of the time. Just go with this for now. I wish it was a little bit smoother. Bum, bum, bum. I'll have to check them out. I'll have to check out your worlds. Now we got to go to Unity, new SDK, assets, SAM, Silex snake, materials, textures, hair. We'll just keep it right in here. No, I take that back. Put it into the folder. And what we want is just the normal. Really want only the normal. So let me go to output templates. We'll make a new template, which I'll call only_normal. RGBA. I believe we're OpenGL. Steal this. Save. And we'll use that new template we just made. 4K. Export. Save. Cool. I can never mount to Sam's work. Not yet. Not yet. I believe in you. I believe in me who believes in you. Probably saw the world. It was trending this month. Oh, very cool. That's exciting. Mr. Hack, welcome back. Mr. Hack, hello. Good to see you again. The more substance abusers I see, the more I want to bunker down in a Blender-only workflow. EV next will be our salvation. Blender cult. Hopefully there is a nice free alternative to Substance eventually. It's like so close to being, well, if it just wasn't Adobe. If it was anyone else, that'd be preferable. So we're going to use the color masking to add in our hair. This is the wrong material. Let me turn this back off. Go to the hair. And in the hair, and we'll do the color masking. And we're going to add to the red, normal, our little normal texture we just made. And bam, fix. And just turn down the alpha. And we need to say normal intensity 1. Darn, needs to be rotated. Okay, and then we go here, rotate 90 degrees, and re-export. What are you doing? We are updating our hair materials right now. We've done a lot. We're almost finished with the base body for this character. New EV, yeah, it's coming out. It looks really cool. Really, really cool, actually. Armor Painter is pretty close to a Substance alternative, but it's got a few quirks. Yeah, it's always some sort of trade-off with software. The curse. Then we're just going to tile it, let's say 20 times. No, too much. 10 times. All right. And replace or blend? Replace, blend. We'll say blend. All right, we got a nice little grain now. Mickard is now following. Hello, Mickard. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Whatever it is looking very good. You pinged me to go here. Thank you again for the share, so. So? Is it soap like soap or soft? Like soft? Ooh. Metallica sparks. Wow. So many follows today. Brianna online. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. Welcome, Brianna. Did you model the whole base yourself? Do you have any advice on creating bodies? I did model everything myself, and I've streamed the whole process. So if you go back 1 week to last Monday, you can watch the whole, kind of skim through the whole thing from scratch. Sophia. Okay, well, soft then. Soap. No, it is soap then. I'm confusing myself. Okay. So for the body, I'd start from a little base template. I've recently embraced using a multi-res workflow, which works really well. So I have this body template like this, and I'll edit it for each character. But it's already rigged, and it's already UV mapped. And with like a combination of using multi-res and then just moving my rig around, which there should be a rig. Yeah, here we go. It becomes really, really easy to work. And I honestly am just a big advocate of working this way now, because you get to kind of do everything in the simplest way. You know, because I get to work from this base model, it was really easy to UV map. There's no need to retopologize because everything's already edited. It's Shim. Hello, welcome. Or is it? It's welcome, welcome. But yes, I do start from scratch. That's my preferred way of working. Or I should say, I made the base from scratch, and then anyway, you get it. Okay, so let's grab the texture we're making here. And I guess I will do a full dealio. I'm going to add some roughness here. Take out the roughness. And then even a little bit of ambient occlusion. Just the roughness for now. Now we'll go back to export textures, and I'm going to switch this to my Wyoming export, even though it's going to generate a bunch of maps. Five Nights at Freddy's vibes. Oh, for the base template? Absolutely. I actually had a really funny, when I was first starting on my base for this character. Let's see. So I've been posting it on Twitter as we go through this, but here's another character I made. This little Jin guy, very crunchy on there, but yeah, this is how he first started out here. I thought was hilarious. A little duck guy. He's still there on the inside. And somewhere in this dog is a duck. All right, then we go to the body here. Go to our RGBA color masking for the hair. And in this spot, we can add the smoothness right there. That should give us just a little variation. Well, take it back. That looks bad. Let's clear this. And clear. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so now we've got our nice grain, which helps break up the hair. And we're doing good. Doing really good. Okay. Let's do a double check on the... actually, I'm going to change the lighting really quick. Do something a little bit nicer. Yeah. Then I'm going to go to the FBX settings. We're going to double check we have all the properties set up. So read writes on, leaks blend shapes. But for a rig, that's no good. That's no good. We're on the right route though. Need to remove the jawbone. Actually need to remove the eyes too, because that's the wrong eye bone. And say done, apply. Go back to Blender. Figure out why it's messed up. Discombobulate. Is this a commission or a future Gumroad Abbey? This is a commission. This is a private commission. But I certainly am looking forward to coming out with some more bases. I've really kind of streamlined my process lately, and I'd love to make a wider variety of characters. It's exciting. I feel like with 3D work, it's the only space where you just really, ooh, interesting. Get to like build and build on, like every time you invest some time in it, it gets a little bit easier the next time. Not always. It's a generalization, but so many other types of art where I always feel like it's playing catch up or something. Okay, there we go. And there we go. All right, that should have been it, but let's double check the hand. nothing too crazy. Cool. Re-export one more time. Always takes a little bit. I love AutoRig Pro, but the export process is a little slow. All right, configure one more time. We'll just slap in pose, reset, sample, enforce. Done. But then we will actually hop back in one more time because we want to adjust some of the muscles and settings. Make sure these are doing the right thing. Looks like the tongue is broken. I just subbed. Oh, thank you, Soph. Ah, super appreciated. Thank you. Did it not make a sound? Thank you for the sub, though. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. You've been really kind. I super appreciate it. I'll have to check out your worlds. Let's see. So, VR worlds. Or if you wouldn't mind just dropping them. Oh, there we go. I see your Instagram. As soon as it loads. Let's see your worlds listed here, though. On the Gumroad, Sophie. No. That's Sophie. I think that's you. There we go. Oh, so cute. Wow, that's really well done. Amazing. Nice. The lighting is very good. An Easter corner. Interbliss. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen some of these worlds for sure. Just hopping around through them. But great work. Great work, Soph. I like the chairs. Luxury haven. Oh, spicy room. That's some great work. I will have to hit you up because I think I'm looking to do some more environments at some point. And they're not really, I just haven't done as many environments. I've done like maybe 2. And I was never satisfied with them. So whenever I get around to making some, I'll have to ask you how you're doing it. And then here, what was breaking again? Oh, the tongue. The tongue. I'm surprised by because it seems fine in here. Is it just that the bone's not attached? Here. We have a really simple way to fix this. We'll grab the tongue. We'll make sure it is zeroed out. It is. And get rid of the displace. Go back to the tongue. Give me the tongue bones. These should be named. That's why. They're not exporting because I didn't have them named properly. Okay. And all right, now it should work. Good chili on you. Discombobulate. That's such a funny name. I might have bought the X-Ring for sure. I got you. What are you using it for? the heck? What? Stretchy tongue. What is going on with my tongue? All of these are attached to each other. They should be parented to the jawbone. They are. Interesting. So why wouldn't that work? Do you have a Discord? I am able to add you on. Yes, absolutely. It's just Sam Detter. And then I also have a Discord as well, Discord server, which I just posted in chat. It must be because I removed the jawbone from the head. But that's annoying because if I add the jaw, then when we're in play mode, it's not going to work properly. Okay, yeah, so it is something else that's doing that. Move it again. Why? Back to Blender. What is stealing my tongue? It's not happening here. Or there. Or with the feet. Or the arms. Okay, so that must be something. Perfect. Sent and join. Thank you, so. See the tongue right here. And it looks like a piece of chewing gum. But on the jawbone. Ah. Okay, so it's still something about the names. It should have copied this name, copied to selected. There we go. Save. Export one more time. Now it should be working. Whew, that was rough. It was rough. We're going to be trying to make the tongue be able to like do a little thing. It's going to be a challenge. I'm not quite sure how we're going to approach that. All right. Save that. And since we're in here already, let's go to face rigging. And let's give some face rigging to the character. And go to the rig, drop in our shape key bakers. We got most of the expressions already started. Yeah, everything's got an animation. Ah, darn it. Okay, so we'll take this, hide it, and let's say remove animation. Good. Okay, so now things won't be flying all over the place. Work on that. And then let's make a good blink for the character. So go to frame 10 and update these blinks because they're terrible. Well, they're just not Just not the right fit. Some chunkiness right here. That would be the weight painting on this little eyelash. I could wait it out, or make the weight painting a little bit more intense. For the top section, I will. Bottom section, I'll do the same thing. So tab L, paint mask. I don't think that's quite what I'm. Be some balance here. Right there. And then invert our mask or move the influence just to get it back in the right spot. Okay, that looks a lot cleaner. Yeah. Then we'll just take these two, copy them, go to 20, refresh everything, paste 30, refresh everything, and then paste flipped. Bam. Now we got the blinks. I have an interesting conundrum here. Do I have the tongue out when I'm baking these? That won't be hard to redo, so just leave it out. Cool. That's almost the entirety of all the glycenes done. We will remove from our list the AR kit, unified. We don't have any displacement mods or hook modifiers yet. And then I'll be going, but I'll pop in a lot more. Thank you, So. I love the stuff you do. Keep it up. Hey, same to you. Right back at you, So. Great work. And look forward to chatting you more. Enjoy your day. Bye. Bye. I'll be going on lunch pretty soon as well, everyone. For anyone new here, I do break my day up into 2 streams. So I'll be ending the first one in just a moment, and then I'll be going to get some food. Bye, Self. But I'll be back probably in like 2 hours from this point. So go on lunch about 15, be back in about an hour and a half after that for the second stream of the day. All right, looking good. So let's go ahead and combine everything that we possibly can for the body together. We just want to review everything, make sure everything, all the modifiers have been applied. I think we're pretty much good to go, but double check everything. Hey, just chillin' Wes. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Or welcome. Welcome back. Maybe not back, but hello. And we'll combine these with the body. The horns are good. The hair is good. Eyelashes, we'll apply the mirror. Tongue. You can go ahead and combine the tongue now. Cube. And this is the claws. Apply the mirror. Apply the mirror. Boom, boom. Fine. And I think we're good. right, so now we have just the body. The tail we will keep separate as a separate object. The eyes we can combine though. We need to update the eyes. One unfortunate aspect of using AutoRig Pro is that it changes the eye bone orientation, which I don't care for. Put the cursor there. Move this to the cursor. And this to the cursor. All right, we'll call this. Ooh, I just heard some lightning, some loud lightning. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. Or more importantly, the internet. All right, bones have been attached back to this layer. We'll take the eyeballs, delete all groups, go into weight paint, go. And then we have to do the setup in order to match the normal movement. So on this new bone, we go to the bone constraints. We're going to add a locked track to the rig. And then, of course, the eye target, left target. So if I turn on the wireframe, we should see it move now. I target L, Z. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now it's moving left and right. And then we just duplicate this, set it to Y. Good. That one's Y. This one's X, something like that. Yeah, there we go. All right, maybe not. I always forget how I set it up. All right, let's hop into who has the fixed one. Do the gobos have the fixed one? I don't think so. Let's take a look at my goblin really quick. Do you have the fixed eyeballs? No. Okay, then let's open up one of my other client characters. We'll do Lorian. Okay. This is another avatar I made about a month ago now? 2 months? This was when we were potentially going to do a fix for the character we did not need to end up doing, which is good. Zoom! Zooming. Get rid of the collection here. Bam. Oh, it takes so long to load. What program is this? Hello, Fabian. This is Blender that we're in. I have the theme changed, but it's still the same program. Just the color is a little different. And then the other program, I'm hopping back between 3 different programs. So it still targets Z. Should be X. Yeah, here's your boy. Looks a little different in Unity, but pretty good here. Back to Silac. Grab the eye. This should be X. Hmm. Hmm. It's the same. Should screenshot it. Is there anything different? Yes, ZY. And then Z. Yeah, there we go. Okay. How do I make boobs smaller on a mesh? Um, hmm. There's a lot of ways to do it. You could edit the manually edit the mesh directly. So you could go in and like go into the mesh and just kind of move and push things around until you get something smaller. Like for example, if I wanted to take this point, I could move it with the proportional editing enabled. You could also shrink down the bones on the body and then apply that. So if I shrink these down, this bone, then I can make it smaller. And I would shrink it down, select the mesh, and apply the armature. And then I'd also go to my skeleton, go into pose mode and say pose, apply pose as rest pose. Because you need to update the mesh and you need to update your skeleton if you're making the bones smaller. But generally, just going in and editing the mesh would be fine. The third way would be if you want this to be like a slider or a toggle of some sort, you could do the edit with a shape key. So if I make 2 shape keys here, and I either shrink or grow this one, when I make that edit, then I now have this saved into slider. But these ones can get a little tricky to work with because they're odd. Can you use an $800 to $1,000 on Blender with 2 or 3 programs in the background? I'm not quite sure what your question would be. Blender is free. Blender is a free program. There's some paid add-ons, but I don't think I've spent more than like $200 on add-ons. And I think you could get away with just like $100 for what I deem essential. But you don't need them. You don't need them. But I do have Substance Painter that I use to texture things. And then Unity is the program that this all goes into. And this is also free. Substance Painter is not free, though. I've spent a lot of money on that program. Too much, one may say. Damn, he looks cool, though. He looks dope. Okay, now what? Now what the heck am I doing? I'm going to $800 or $1,000 PC. It depends on the level of realism you're going for. You can make really simple avatars like toon style or cartoon style. I'm not in YouTube chat. It should show up here, but probably gonna lag. Fair. I think it will lag a little bit. You should be able to make some simple models. Nothing with a lot of geometry or a lot of textures, but like imagine Legend of Zelda or Genshin Impact or just characters that are meant to run in a performant manner. Pandemonium Lord, thank you for the follow. Hello, Pandemonium. Happy Monday. We're working on our snake guy here. And what was I going to do? I don't remember. I think I'm going to bake the shape keys. Right, because we fixed the eyes. Eyes are now fixed. We can apply the mirror. No. Bam. Bam. Copy it selected and selected. And switch this to the other eye target. Almost. It's Soph sent me here. Good looking Abby so far. Thank you, Pandemonium. Soph has been very kind. Sharing my work around. I really appreciate it. They're a good one. A good one. Bam. Here we go. All right. Now we've got the eyes wobbling, wibbly wobbling. Use an older version, or they are often lighter, like version 2.8. In a sense, it won't be that different. I think you could still use it. I'm in 3.6. I think you should be fine because what's nice about a lot of these editors is just that they're pretty small. It's the work you make in them that really makes it expensive or harder to run. When I say expensive, I mean in terms of performance. All right, slap on the triangulate and select the rig. Let's go ahead and bake our shape keys. Oh, I didn't combine the eyes. Needed to do that. But also enthusiast about your boob editing question. If the mesh, it may be harder to completely edit the mesh if they're like say ginormous or something. It might be a little difficult to bring it all down. But you could always just make a new, you could cut it out and then make a new breast in the same spot. Slaps Cobra Hood. This bad boy can fit so many triangulates. All right, bake the shape keys. Now we're going to delete all the shape keys. Now we're going to take the eyeball and apply the mirror and combine it with the body. Take the hair. Oh, we can just get rid of these. This whole hierarchy right there. And let's just pull these objects out. Now we have the body and tail in their own collections. By proportionate, my friend, just want them to be smaller. Gotcha. Then I would say a nice way to do it would simply be to scale the bones. And you could do that just in Unity too. Like you could just save the bone as the bone scale as an animation. And that way you could have a toggle or just scale it just in Unity. And if it looks okay, probably good to go at that point. How do you make the model move like the turtle? Blue with the saxophone memes in Instagram? Turquoise blue. I'm not quite sure what your question is there, Fabian. Though it will require me to edit. The texture. Gotcha. How do I move the body? Yeah, my apologies, Fabian. I'm not sure what your question is. Thankfully, texturing editing is somewhat straightforward, and you could just do that with Photoshop. You don't need to get any crazy software, or GIMP or Krita. Any texture editing software would work fine. All right. So now we have our shape keys baked. Not very artistic. I think that's okay. You know, getting into this editing stuff, I think it's important to keep in mind that you're learning and that it is a process. So wouldn't worry about perfection. Just take your time and have fun with it. Um, that's the most important part. And you can always rely on other people to give you feedback and stuff. Um, I do have a Not Safe for Creator channel in my Discord. So if you're looking for feedback on how things are looking and stuff like that, um, you can always just drop some screenshots in there. Worst case scenario, I would just say, look, get a reference that you like and just match that exactly. You know, like go, that person has the look I'm going for. Just shoot directly for that. It's a nice shortcut between like, because definitely one of the hard parts with being an artist or creating anything is you can just waffle back and forth on, does it look right? Does it not? It's like, you know, just set a goal that's outside of your uh, worry. How long have I been doing this for? I have been doing this full time for basically 4 years now. Shakespeare, Fork, Booba are not safe for work. I don't want to get banned, but I don't disagree. But uh, the managerial, uh, the managers of Twitch disagree. All right, he's looking spiffy. Look at that. I think we've pretty much completely finished our base body. I'm sure we'll do a few more edits, but 95% there. As a boob happer, I'm sick of the hypersexualization of boobs. I'm dressed for booth, so I need to conform it to the body as well. That's not too bad. I think just some basic editing will work. Your challenge is going to be just moving the bones from the dress over and combining them with your existing armature. Yeah, it's an interesting situation, right? It's like, you know, breasts, nipples, and things like that. It's like, are they really sexual? Like, definitely understand the desire for them to not be, but then you have a very large portion of the population of any gender that does go out of their way to sexualize them. So I think it's gonna be a tough battle because that's definitely something. I don't see that debate being settled anytime soon. I'll just put it that way. Bam, bam. No, not that eye. This eye. And then this one we'll say 8.67 and Hello, Ian Lanty. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, appreciate that. In Europe, if you want to see Booba, go to Town Square and an art museum or even a church to look at the art. So much Booba, and it's just art. I've seen something about them being sexual because they are hidden, and if they weren't, they wouldn't be. I kind of disagree with that, just in the sense like even if people were completely naked all the time, people would still desire other people, and they can desire them for pretty much any reason. It may like decrease the cultural aspect of it, but I think that desire is almost always a physical, uh, just part of being an animal. um, my friend says you just want the model to look less slutty and more modest. That's cool. Are you coding? I'm not coding. Right now, we're just working on. I've made this character from scratch here, so we're in the process of getting the character moving and acting realistic. Yeah, I get that. A lot of the default avatar work seems to be huge bahonkadunks. Person who likes smaller ones, the best case scenario is a slider rather than a toggle. I don't disagree. And if you want to set up a slider enthusiast, there's a pretty straightforward way to do that with VRC Fury, my favorite love, VRC Fury. Ooh, those eyes look good. I feel like it's a little difficult to see. I kind of mistake the blue as the iris a little bit. And there's also this line right here. What would be the best way to get rid of that? That should be a pretty easy change. Just have to change the UV mapping. But overall, looks real good. All right, so there we go. Yeah, I think we're good. This is a good point to stop for lunch because we are actually just, again, still more changes. We'll probably have to, I want to make this transition from the tail to the body a little bit nicer. Just kind of get this color blending in here a little bit more. My biggest concern right now is finishing my animation. And let's also just go to all the textures in here. Get rid of the folder selections. And make sure we're on a high quality compression with streaming enabled. Oh yeah, subtle, better. Wow, there's some major thunder going on right now. That looks very complex. There are certainly a lot of steps to this process. It's very fun, and I enjoy it quite a bit. But yes, there are some very complex aspects to it. Whoa! Can you guys hear that? Wow, it's shaking the house right now. Big thunder, big lightning. Oh, look at the fucking crispy edges right there. Oh, I want to make those edges shinier. Okay, we've got to call it here. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. It's been super cool. Getting a bunch of people. Thank you all for all the follows and subscriptions here. Super pleased with that. Fun watching play with your snake again. I always like it when I'm allowed to eat. Hope you keep your power. Me too. I should be here. But Ian and everyone else that's new here, I do break my day up into 2 streams, so I will be back very soon. I'm just going to get some food, take a little rest, actually get a run in. But I'll be back soon. We're going to work on the clothing. Hopefully get all the clothing started, get the clothing baked. And yeah, I think tomorrow we'll be at like 95, 99% done with the character. Awesome progress. Thank you, Sai. But much love to all of you. Hope you all are having an amazing Monday, amazing start to your week. And we'll see you in just a little bit. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.